We are reading Merchant of Venice, Act 3, Scene 1, and this is the second part of the video. Already in the first part, we have seen a conversation between Shylock and the choric characters of Celanio and Celarino. So, this is the moment when a servant comes and informs Celanio and Celarino that they are required by Antonio. So, they are about to leave, and just at that moment, another Jewish character, Tubal, enters the stage. So, Celanio, who is very much prejudiced against the Jews, says, "Here comes another of the tribe, a third cannot be matched unless the devil himself turns Jew." So, just now, Shylock had tried his best to justify that Christians and Jews are no different, and if something hurts the Christians, the same thing hurts the Jews as well. So, he was trying to justify his revenge, and here we see from where that anger comes, how the common people of Venice have been treating the minorities, that is the Jewish community. We can understand that Shylock has done something wrong, and that is why the other people have a grudge against him. They can call him devil because of his actions. But what's wrong with Tubal? In the whole story, he has not been shown doing anything wrong. So why should he be considered a devil? Obviously, he is considered a devil because he is not a part of the Christian community. He is a Jew. So Celanio's speech clearly suggests his, or in general, the prejudice of the people of Venice against the Jews. So he says that already one Jew was present, that is Shylock. Another Jew has come, that is Tubal, and now the third Jew, if at all comes there, it would be none other than the devil himself. Saying this, Celanio and Celarino and the servant leaves the stage, and Shylock asks Tubal, "How now, Tubal? What news from Genoa? Hast thou found my daughter?" So basically, Shylock had sponsored a search for Jessica. He had given some money to Tubal in order to search for Jessica, and he is asking whether Tubal was able to locate Jessica at Genoa. Tubal says, "I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her." So Tubal says that yes, I located her, but I could not spot her. I have heard where she went, but I could not actually catch her red-handed. Shylock says, "Why? There. So he says, "Didn't you go at that place and then next that place and then again that place? You did not find her anywhere." And then in frustration he says, "A diamond gone costs me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt." Jessica has run away with an expensive diamond, which was so expensive that it was costing 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt, which is in Germany. He purchased it from Frankfurt in Germany. "The curse never fell upon our nation till now." So Jessica eloping with a Christian with so much money is like a big curse upon their entire religion. Never before a greater curse had befallen their religion, according to Shylock. "And other precious jewels. I would," this is very important because this reveals a lot of information about the character of Shylock. He says, "I would my daughter were dead at my foot and the jewels in her ear. Would she were hearsed at my foot and the ducats in her coffin." So, on one hand, Shakespeare is presenting the true picture of racial discrimination in Venice that makes us wonder whether Shylock was really justified in taking revenge or not. Because if someone is insulted at every step, obviously he will feel hurt and try to take revenge. To some extent, that justifies Shylock's ferocious nature. But on the other hand, Shakespeare is also showing us that Shylock doesn't deserve our sympathy because he is an inhuman character. Forget his relation with the Christians, the way he treats his own daughter is not acceptable. He says that I would have preferred my daughter to be dead inside a coffin wearing those jewels rather than she being alive running away with those jewels. So for him, the jewelry is more valuable. He was such a miserly character that for him the jewelry was more valuable than the life of his daughter. He would have been pleased to see the ducats in the coffin of his daughter. So this presents Shylock as a inhuman character and takes away our sympathy from him. No news of them. Why so? And I know not what spent in the search. Why thou loss upon loss? So, what is loss upon loss? That is double loss. Shylock had double loss. First, Jessica ran away with so much money. That is one loss. Secondly, so much money has been spent to search Jessica. He had to spend so much to send Tubal in order to find Jessica. But he could not find. So, it was loss on top of loss. The thief gone with so much and so much to find the thief. And no satisfaction, no revenge. And also on top of that, he is frustrated because he is not getting the satisfaction of taking revenge from the Christian people who have continuously crushed him down. Nor no luck in steering, but what lights on my shoulders, no sighs but on my breathing, no tears but on my shedding. So he says that, and more importantly, my condition is such that there is no one to sympathize with me. There is no one who would be offering their shoulder to me to cry on. There would be no one who would sit and sigh with me, who would express their consolation to me at my loss. There is no one who is going to sit and shed their tears with me. So I don't have any sympathizer in this whole city of Venice. Tubal says, yes, other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I heard in Genoa. So Tubal tries to console him. He says that no, you are not the only one who is unfortunate. There are other people also who had bad luck. I heard that Antonio had some bad luck when I was in Genoa. So Genoa is in Italy. Shylock says, what, ill luck. Tubal says, hath an argosy cast away coming from Tripolis. So Tubal has brought information about Antonio. We already have heard that one of the ship of Antonio was sunk in Goodwins, that is in the north. But now one more ship is reported to have sunk, but this time it is in the African country of Libya. So Tripoli or Tripolis is the capital of Libya, and the ship which was coming from Tripolis was not an ordinary ship. It was an argosy, that means a grand ship, huge ship loaded with goods. That was destroyed, sunk in Tripolis. Shylock is very happy to hear this. He says, I thank God. Is it true? Tubal says, I spoke with some of the sailors that escaped the wreck. So Tubal says that I think my information is absolutely correct, because I spoke with some sailors who said that they had escaped from that same ship which had sunk in Tripoli. So he is almost certain that it was Antonio's ship and the loss was Antonio's. I thank thee, good Tubal. Good news, haha, where in Genoa. So Shylock is very much happy to hear the loss of somebody else as well, the loss of his greatest enemy, that is Antonio. But Tubal now changes the subject and he says, your daughter spent in Genoa, as I heard, in one night 80 ducats. 1 score is 20, so 80 is 80. Now 80 gold coins in one night is really too big. And Jessica has been wasting such money, which was the hard-earned money of Shylock, in Genoa. So this news comes as a shock for Shylock. Shylock says, thou strikest a dagger in me. I shall never see my gold, 80 gold again, 80 ducats at a sitting 4 score ducats. See, Shylock is not saying that I shall never see my daughter's face again. He is not missing his daughter. He says that I will never see the face of those 80 ducats once again. Can you believe somebody spent 80 ducats in one stay? Sitting means stay. Unbelievable for him. Again, Tubal changes the subject and he says, there came divers of Antonio's creditors in my company to Venice that swear he cannot choose but break. So when I was coming from Genoa, on the boat I met some creditors who had given loan to Antonio. They are coming to take back their money from Antonio because they believe that Antonio will not be able to repay the debt that he had taken. Immediately the reaction of Shylock also changes. So when it is an information about Jessica, Shylock becomes sad. When it is an information about Antonio's loss, Shylock becomes happy. So this is going to create a comic effect on the audience. Shylock says, I am very glad of it. I will plague him. I will torture him. I am glad of it. Tubal says, again changing the subject, one of them showed me a ring that he had of your daughter for a monkey. So imagine Jessica had purchased a monkey in exchange of an expensive ring, and Tubal had seen that ring. Shylock shouts and says, out upon her. Oh, stop speaking about Jessica. Thou torturest me, Tubal. You are torturing me by referring to that girl, Jessica. It was my turquoise. I had it of Lee when I was a bachelor. So this was no ordinary ring. It was a ring given by Shylock's wife. Most probably we can assume that Leigh was the wife of Shylock, and she had given this ring maybe as a mark of their engagement, and it was a very expensive turquoise ring. Turquoise is blue in color and a very expensive stone. So it was not an ordinary ring, it was a special ring. And Shylock says, I would not have given it for a wilderness of monkeys. So if somebody offered me a jungle full of monkey, then also I would not have given that expensive ring for it. Tubal says, but Antonio is certainly undone. But whatever Jessica's loss may be, on the other hand, Antonio is definitely destroyed. Shylock says, nay, that is true, that is very true. Go, Tubal, fee me an officer. So he gives some instructions to Tubal. So he says that go and book an officer. Fee means for booking you need to give some token money. So go and book an officer for me, giving some fee. Bespeak him a fortnight before. Go and speak to him about the trial that we are going to have 14 days later. A fortnight is a time period of 14 days, 2 weeks. For were he out of Venice, I can make what merchandise I will. So once, he means Antonio. Antonio is out of my way. I can do whatever merchandise means business, whatever business I want. So Antonio is the main competitor here, the main hurdle in making profit. So once Antonio is out of my way, I can do whatever business I like. So at any cost, I need to clear Antonio off my way. Go, Tubal, and meet me at our synagogue. Go, good Tubal, at our synagogue, Tubal. So synagogue is the Jewish temple. So they would continue their conversation at the synagogue, the temple of the Jews. Saying this, both Shylock and Tubal exit. So this scene is important in the sense because Shylock is giving a justification for his revenge, but at the same scene we notice the inhuman side of Shylock's character as well. So though Shylock maybe he is speaking a few things which are absolutely correct, the discrimination that he is facing is very true, but on the other hand, the way he is treating the other people is also not acceptable. Thank you.